Hello and welcome. In this installment of Speculation, Spoilers, and Suggestions, we'll be looking at Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel. Right off the bat, not going to be discussing the potential conflict of Captain Marvels between DCEU and MCU, at least not in this video. Just a quick theory on this particular film. I initially thought of combining this video with speculation on Avengers Endgame, but that's going to be a deeper dive than I want to take right now. Okay. I am going to trust that anybody who has decided to watch this already has some basic background on the character of Captain Marvel, because my speculation actually is going straight to a post-credit scene, or perhaps a mid-credit scene, or to be honest, a possible pre-credit sequence in Avengers Endgame. But I'm thinking it more applies to Captain Marvel, so that's where I'm staking it. I'm also going to trust that anybody watching also already knows that the Captain Marvel film is a period piece set in the 1990s, a time period well before the formation of the Avengers. This plays into my theory in that the last Marvel Cinematic Universe film released was Ant-Man and the Wasp, the mid-credit scene of which contained a line of dialogue that was said as an apparent throwaway line, but actually a slightly heavy-handed Easter egg. This is when Janet Van Dyne warns Scott Lang that after entering the quantum realm, he should avoid time vortexes. Of course, with that seed planted, and one Avengers Endgame trailer showing Scott Lang in a video clip that may indicate he willfully ignored that advice, my theory is actually coming from older leaked photos from the set of Avengers Endgame, combined with Marvel Comics canon. The photos are those in which Scott Lang is shown as Ant-Man in scenes reenacting the Battle of New York from the first Avengers film, at which time he had not yet become associated with the Avengers, nor had even become Ant-Man. However, in Marvel Comics' original continuity, Ant-Man and the Wasp were founding members of the Avengers. My theory is that in Captain Marvel, we are going to get a post-credit scene showing Scott Lang having exited a time vortex and the quantum realm in the 1990s, giving Carol Danvers, and more specifically Nick Fury, details on what is going to happen 2 decades in the future. This will explain why Captain Marvel does not appear prior to this in other MCU films, when her origin story is set much earlier than anyone else's other than Captain America. And more importantly, it lets us know how and why Nick Fury has always been several steps ahead of everything that's occurred during the progress of the MCU, and why he knew not to contact Carol until after Thanos' snap in Infinity War. He has always had advanced knowledge of everything that's going to happen, although not necessarily in specific detail. Just what Scott Lang is able to relay to him through mostly public knowledge of the future. Future for the 1990s, that is. Providing this knowledge, combined with Scott's apparent later / earlier / timey-wimey involvement in the Battle of New York, to a degree, resets MCU history to put at least Ant-Man, if not possibly the Wasp as well, in place as original members of the Avengers. And given that his information will become Nick Fury's inspiration for the Avengers Initiative in the first place, Ant-Man will technically be a founding member as well. There's a speculation. Who knows if it's a spoiler? I have to hand it to those folks who have already had the opportunity to see Captain Marvel, not to have spoiled it already in videos on YouTube or anywhere else in the media that I've seen. Now, for a suggestion. To be perfectly clear, I have nothing whatsoever against Carol Danvers starting out as Captain Marvel. I always liked the character in comics through all her various code names and abilities. And I'm looking forward to this film version. However, original Marvel Comics continuity had Carol Danvers initially become Ms. Marvel, following a previous male Captain Marvel, who got the name from an Earthling mispronunciation of his Kree name, Mar-Vell. This character had a profound influence on the Marvel Comics continuity that lasts to this day, in that he has offspring who are current heroes and or villains in those comics. Since one of those offspring, the character Hulkling, is a particular favorite of mine, I'm hoping that with the character of Mar-Vell not appearing yet, so far as has been reported, in this film, that he will be introduced later and allowed to have some of the influence in the MCU that he has had in the Marvel Comics continuity. Well, there's our speculation / spoiler and our suggestion. If you've enjoyed or been annoyed by my thoughts, please feel free to leave yours in the comments below. This is not an invitation to comic skaters, but I don't expect they'll take my lack of an invitation as one to stay away. Also, if you have enjoyed this, take advantage of the handy like, subscribe, and share buttons that the folks at YouTube have so thoughtfully provided. Thanks for your time. Stop back again.